Fiona here from Nature's Powerhouse. Today I'm doing these lovely little rosy chaps, radishes. Very good for you. Excellent for anyone with a lung condition or any problems with your liver, because they cleanse the blood and help with breathing difficulties. They are very inexpensive, very easy to dry, and I'm going to show you how. So I've been soaking them in my wash, apple cider vinegar wash, for about 10 minutes, just to make sure they're perfectly clean. And then all I do after that is very straightforward. Take the little tops off and take the little tails off. You can dry these and use them as well. You can eat every part of the radish. You can eat the end, you can eat the leaves, whatever you wish. Just depends on how you're going to use them. So I'm going to be making powders out of these, so I'm going to actually be using all the bits. And then all you do after that is just slice them up into coins like that. Be careful not to slice your fingers with it, until you get a nice little collection. Now I'm doing 250 grams here. This is 250 grams. There we go. And when you've sliced them, just get out your dehydrating sheet. I use these non-stick oven sheets to put most of my stuff on, simply because it makes it easier to clean. These are the devil to clean, these mesh sheets. And also, if sometimes things become very small when they're dehydrated, like that for example, will be teensy weensy and probably fall through. So by using these I avoid those problems, and they also are extremely handy for when you come to want to tip your dried stuff into a bottle. Okay, so I'm going to be doing those sliced up on there in the dehydrator. I dry at 125 degrees most of the time. You can bring it down, but the lower the temperature, the longer it takes to dry, but also the more you preserve vitamin C. So radishes have got quite a lot of vitamin C in them, and if you want to preserve more of that, then dry at a lower temperature. You can go down to about 90, but it'll take you a lot longer. At 125 it takes approximately 10 hours. So I'll come back and show you what those look like when they're dehydrated. So here we have the dried radishes, 250 grams that is, and I just wanted to run through a demonstration of the clunk test, as I refer to it, to check whether your stuff is sufficiently dried, and that just involves dropping onto a plate, and that's the sound you need to hear. Okay, so that tells me that those are nicely dried, 250 grams, nicely dried. I'm going to pop them in my bottle for storage, and I'm going to make radish powder out of that to add to a greens mix. Just to mention that you should bear in mind when dehydrating that if you don't pack your stuff away as soon as possible and it's exposed to the air, the longer it's exposed to the air, the more moisture it will reabsorb very slowly. So if you're going to be using it for grinding down into powders, it needs to be good and dry. So just make sure that you either do it straight after you take it out of the dehydrator, or pop it in for half an hour just before you're going to do it, to make sure that whatever it is you're grinding is good and dry. So there we are. There's your radishes nicely dried and ready for use.